What's up YouTube? It's Gabe here, and today I wanted to talk about the first consultation I had for top surgery, which was with Dr. Russell Sassani. I just want to reiterate that while I could get top surgery done without paying a cent, I decided I wanted to pay for results that I will personally be satisfied, because it kind of wouldn't make sense if I had the surgery done with somebody whose results I'm not 100% happy with and just have to hide myself under a shirt for the rest of my life. And that kind of defeats the whole point of top surgery, because the point of it is it would get to heal at a point where eventually I can go shirtless if I so choose to and not have to hide under a shirt all the time. So honestly, I decided to take the plunge and be able to shell out a little more money for my personal satisfaction. These are just my opinions and my personal experience with the surgeon. So if you want to have surgery with Dr. Sassani, that's fine, go ahead. I personally will be happy for you. It's just my personal experience and what went down with my personal consultation and my personal thoughts as a result of that. So on that note, let's get right into it. Okay, so setting up the consultation was relatively quick. I shot them an email through the contact form on his website, takeshape.info, I believe it. But the link is in the description below. Everything's down below if you are interested in looking at his website, if you're considering him. So I sent an email. I got a relatively quick response, and they called me and we set up a consultation pretty much immediately, basically within a few days. I had a consultation with him, and it's free. So if you're wondering if you have to pay a fee or anything like that, don't fret. Like, you could get a surgery quote for free and basically get his thoughts on what surgery would be right for you. So that's what I liked. Now, the nitty-gritty of the consultation, prior to that, you have to send them front and side photos of your chest, and you have to have like a camera or have somebody else take the pictures for you. You cannot be doing selfies like this. But I had no problem with that, since I had this camera, and so I could take high definition pictures with this. So it only took like less than 3 minutes to take pictures and just upload it. And also you gotta I don't think you have to fill out a history contact form, but I just sent them the front and side pictures, and to them like the day before my consultation, and that was the end of that. I just played the waiting game. During the consultation, I mostly talked with Dr. Sassani. It was in the afternoon. He basically gave me a rundown of things that would generally happen during the surgery, and like what's the process like, what am I looking at, the complications, and everything like that. Basically what everybody describes in my Facebook groups as top surgery. You have to be off tea for at least 2 weeks. If you need to stop smoking immediately for several weeks before surgery. I'm not a smoker, so I had no issues with that. And also I would be able to restart tea a week or a week and a half after the chest reveal, something like that, and that I need someone to drive me there and take me back after surgery, and also have to stay a week in Florida, and so I can come back for my post-op follow-up appointment and get my chest revealed and everything. And basically it would give me instructions on how to proceed with aftercare after the week, and I go back to New York and take care of my scars and whatever and have not. And also he asked if I had any questions, and he also reiterated that he treats every patient like how he would like to be treated, which is very positive for me. I really like that. He's a funny guy too. And also he told me that before the surgery he gets patients to come see him prior to that and have them look at photos of chest, because some people might want rounded scars along the pectoral line, or straight lines, or maybe a whole line across. It really depends on the patient's personal needs. Remember that top surgery results are in the eye of the beholder, and hence they're very subjective. That's why there's no one good top surgeon. What works right for you might not work for another. So I really like that he tailors the chest to what the patient wants. So he basically accommodates them. He says he's really passionate about the community and giving back and everything. He says he's part of it. He didn't go into too much much details. So I was like, okay, I can see myself going with this person. I was personally recommended like by a couple of people in the FTM Top Surgery group, so I was like, okay, well the consultation's free, so why don't I give him a chance, since he's definitely a competitive alternative to Dr. Garamoni. So after the consultation's done and he answers my questions, basically I only had like 2 questions, like on the off chance that I might need a revision. He says up until now he never had to had one, he just gets it done right the first time and nobody's complained so far. I asked him if it was going to cost extra because I want to make sure if I'm getting a revision, do I have to save more money for it in the anticipation that I might need one, and he says no. I mean, if it's something like dog ears, he would be able to revise it at free of charge, but of course that's not travel and hotel fee not included, so in the end you are spending more money if you come out of state. But I also asked him like what surgery would be right for me, because he's only been telling me very general information up to this point. He didn't tell me no surgery code or the procedure, and he told me based on my pictures, even though I have a small chest, I have big areoli and some droopiness on both of my breasts, one of them a little more droopier than the other. I'm only a candidate for double incision, and I can't get peri because my nipples are way too in the center and the male chest is a little more off to the side. So he explained it in that way. I was like, okay, so while my dreams of having peri-areal is shattered, I guess I'm just not gonna have it. So I had to basically make peace with that. And he basically used every fancy terminology under the sun, so I felt like the entire explanation was kind of like lost on me, but with bits and pieces that I managed to remember and I'm telling you guys. So in the end, he was really nice, he was friendly, he was funny, and he was very informative, he was patient. So in that sense, I was already kind of like considering him like in the range of like Medali and maybe Dr. Rockmore and other stuff like that. So I was like, I could probably see myself having surgery with him. Up to this point, even after telling me what surgery I require, he still never gave me a quote. So he says, okay, so well, we look forward to hearing from you. Let us know if you have any more questions. You have our email, you can call us. And he sends me back to his secretary, who says basically the same thing, and they sent me my surgery quote, because up to that point I didn't even know how much I was paying. I don't know why I didn't say that, but it's okay. I guess I'll find out when the email came. And it did come 5 minutes after the phone call. And so while I was like waiting around on my phone to get the notification of the new email, I got it. And when I opened it up, I was basically, well, in a word, floored. And not in a good way either. My surgery quote basically said I would be paying $6,750. Apparently I need to pay $400 extra for lipo, but that kind of didn't make sense to me because I don't have a big chest. Even the doctor said if I was like an A or B cup. So I was like a little weird. And also the people who recommended me gave me their surgery quotes and they have bigger chests, so that kind of didn't make sense on why I was paying more than them when I have a smaller chest than they do and we're getting the same procedure. So I was a little hesitant and my mind was basically racing, and I had an alarm go off in my head saying like, something's not right here. If you were like in Florida and if you only had to choose between Garamoni and Dr. Sassani, you can't travel anywhere else, or you can't travel farther than Florida, Sassani's your guy. And also he takes insurance as opposed to Dr. Garamoni, who no longer takes insurance. So that might also be a factor. So Dr. Sassani is definitely your guy in that respect. You should definitely check the before and after pictures before making a decision. But if I were under any of those circumstances, like I had insurance that that person accepts, or if I can't go farther than Florida, or if I live in Florida and I can't afford to travel out of state, then yeah, Dr. Sassani is your guy. While he's a really amicable, fun guy, and he definitely sounds passionate about the trans community, I don't think I'm gonna go to him. I was already on the fence when I heard the price quote because I felt like there's something not right, and it kind of makes no sense to me when two friends are paying cheaper than I am and they have bigger chest sizes than I do. So I don't understand why I'm paying more for the same type of surgery, because we're all getting DI and somehow I'm paying more. So I was like, what is going on here? But then again, like a lot of people were like, you get what you pay for, and I understand that, but I'm not just gonna like take any quote and be like, oh yeah, I'll definitely be taking that surgery, you know, that kind of thing. You have to basically shop around, especially when you're going out of pocket. I want to get the best results I can, but I don't want to get scammed either. What happened later basically turned me off completely from him, and now he's no longer in consideration for top surgery. Basically what happened is someone tagged a guy, which I later researched a bit and found that he was the owner of New Beginnings Retreat. And for those who don't know what that is, it's a place for trans guys who are recently post-op can go recover and like stay there if they have no one to be with them, or they need help in getting from and to surgery, or if they need any supplies, whatever the case may be. Like, they have packages available for you to be able to rest easy, to knowing that you're going to be taken care of and that kind of thing, which is fine. And it's run by a trans guy. So the guy adds me on Facebook. He sends me a message and he says, oh, listen, Dr. Sassani is like really good, great surgeon, great price. Without realizing that I wrote the post saying that I had a consult with him, and I was mildly disappointed. And he was like, oh good, how's the consult? I was like, I was disappointed, did you not read my post? And then he goes off saying, oh, why are you not satisfied? I was like, oh, it's just, you know, I was just slightly disappointed, but you know, it's not fun. Like, who adds you out of nowhere and just starts asking you these questions? He was like really being pushy, and I felt like on the spot, but I was being extra nice because I feel like some stuff is gonna be happening soon. I feel like I'm already the topic of conversations as of right now. I'm pretty sure like my name's going around, but I don't care. This needs to be said. We're talking a bit more, and he's like, why are you not satisfied? I was like, the surgery quote I got like made me feel like I was getting overcharged a bit. And he was like, are you a big guy? I was like, no, not by any means of the imagination. He's like, what were you expecting the quote to be? I was like, not more expensive than my friends who have bigger chests. I was like, oh, who gave you that quote? I was like, well, both these people did. And he's like, oh, I run New Beginnings Retreat, and I worked with his patients. And so he also did my revision, because I asked the guy, are you interested to have a top surgery with him? Is this why you're asking me? And he tells me, no, I already had surgery with him like years ago. He gave me a revision, and I work with a lot of his patients, so I have some leverage with him. So, and then I remembered that during my consult, Dr. Sassani was mentioning New Beginnings Retreat. So then I started making the connection that they're both businesses that are mutually benefiting off each other. So it kind of is in the trans guy's best interest for me to have surgery with Sassani, in hopes that I will be paying a package to stay at New Beginnings Retreat, even though I already have a condo right across Hallandale Beach in Florida should I need to go to a surgeon in Florida. So I wouldn't be staying there anyway, even if I did consider him. So on the whole, that whole incident basically creeped me out and basically turned me off completely from that surgeon. But that's just my personal experience. He's a great guy. I just don't feel safe, and I felt like I was hustled and pressured to go to Sassani because everybody else had good results, and I'm just the naysayer. I'm just like tarnishing reputation. At least that's what the impression I got when I'm just telling the truth. And after being a YouTuber for several months, I don't feel the need to censor myself, or just for this comfort of other people. That's basically the takeaway. He's a great guy. I'm just personally not gonna go with him, all things considered, what I just described today. But I'm gonna be looking at other surgeons. I'm gonna be looking at Dr. Medali. I heard he no longer takes insurance, but I'm going out of pocket, which is fine. And I heard he operates each month at a New York hospital, so I might not even have to travel. And also I'm gonna look into Dr. Rockmore from Albany, upstate New York. So that's another option. And I've been really hearing an option of Dr. Kathy Rumor. I think she's in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm not really too sure about that, but I know that's her name. So those are a couple of consultations I'm going to be looking at now. I'm looking elsewhere, but I will definitely update you guys on the situation, how those consults went. So for now, if you have any questions or any clarifications on my experience with Sassani, comment below. I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. And I just want to reiterate that like there's no one good top surgeon, because what constitutes good results for you may not constitute good results for other people. So yeah, and I will see you guys next week. I got some videos planned already. I'm starting to really pick up on these videos and start to do these more in advance. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Please subscribe. I put a video out every Wednesday, and I will see you guys next time. All right, thanks for watching.